Begin recording. Okay, wonderful. So welcome everybody to the Heart-Based Business Strategies webinar. I'm so excited to have you all joining us today. And we have a lot of people here live right now, and I know that many, many more will be watching this as a recording. So welcome to everybody, including those who are watching it as a recording. I'm so happy to be sharing this information with you today. And so for those who are on live, as you join, please go ahead and put your name and location in the chat. Don't be shy. I would love to see where you're calling in from and who you are. And as I was just mentioning, this is such a beautiful way to connect when we're on live together, because usually we have attendees from all around the world, and that way we can just, join together with positive intentions, with beautiful positive energy. We're all here for the same reasons. We want to create beautiful heart-based businesses to make a positive difference in the world, and that's really amazing. So, let's just share who we are and really form a cohesive circle here while we have this beautiful opportunity. That's the magic of this technology that we get to use. So I just want to really welcome everyone here. And I want to note for you as we get started here, the real reason why I am doing this work and why I am offering this webinar, for example. And, the reason is, as all of us know, as has become so evident and clear, is that we really and truly and literally need to change the world at this time. The systems and the structures that have been operating for centuries or even for thousands of years are crumbling now, right? So the political systems, the economic systems, the educational system, we're seeing how these are just not serving us to the highest extent in many, many, many cases. And there are lots of good people, doing good work in all of these systems, but the systems themselves, it's like everything needs an upgrade right now. Even internally, a lot of people that I speak to, we're being called to really do the inner work and upgrade ourselves. And the same thing is happening to our world on a much larger scale. So those of us who are alive right now have an incredible opportunity, because we are living at a truly momentous time in history when we have the opportunity to build the foundation of something entirely new right now, and something that will be in service to life, light, and love. John Perkins speaks about creating a life economy. And he says that we are currently living in a death economy, right? Which is based on fossil fuels, and it's based on just, exploiting the earth, taking too much, and overconsumption, things that we know are not going in the right direction. But when we start our heart-based business, or when we become an entrepreneur, or when we start a community group, or any kind of new venture that is designed to help people heal, or to protect the earth, or to create beautiful artwork, right? Or to help animals, or to work with plants, any of these, and I'll go more into detail on this in a little bit, any of these lines of work are designed to create a life economy, right? To build a new world where we are measuring our success not in terms of money or profit or power, but measuring our success in terms of, are we creating a viable and sustainable community, right? Are we having compassion for one another? Are we making the right decision, the morally and ethically right decision, and this is what success needs to be based on going forward. So I have no doubt that all of you attending here today are wanting to start your business for some larger purpose, right? For something that's bigger than yourself. And I just want to honor you, everybody who's on, whether you have started a business or you just have an inkling of an idea for a business, or anywhere in between, right? I just want to really honor you, because it's not easy to step into that world. It's not easy to be a heart-based entrepreneur, because when we make the commitment to creating a business based around our gifts and our talents and our passion and what we love and what we feel called to do, right? It may not even be what we had in mind originally, but we feel deeply called to make change in this way, or to help other people in this way. We really enter into a space where we're somehow kind of different from most people, right? Where we're not following the typical model for having a job and saving for retirement and doing all these things that is like the typical societal model that most of our friends and family are probably following, right? So it takes tremendous courage. We're also, in many cases, sharing our gifts and talents in a more public way, right? And really speaking up and sharing our voice and shining our light and our talents with the world. And all of this takes tremendous courage. So really feel that courage within yourself and honor it. And like I said, even if you haven't started your business yet, you have this idea and you know you want to carry it out, right? And just that in and of itself takes tremendous courage to look into the unknown, right? And to think about, maybe I will step outside of my comfort zone. Maybe I will quit my corporate job, or whatever the case may be for you. It takes tremendous courage. So really honor that in yourself. And I just want to say that there really is nothing more rewarding and at the same time more terrifying than starting your own passion-based business, right? There's so many beautiful, beautiful things that can come from it, but it does take courage. And so what is the result of all that, you know, of the highs and the lows that come with it, is that you are living your fullest life. You have chosen not to just accept the status quo, but instead you have chosen a life of freedom. And you've put your foot down, right? You've drawn your line in the sand and said, I'm not going to live that way anymore. I want something new. I want something different. I want to create a positive difference in people's lives. And that's really just beautiful and so powerful. So I just truly, truly commend everybody who's on for, even if you just have an idea of doing something like that. It's amazing. And, you know, so getting back to the big why, the why that I'm presenting this information is that I want you to succeed, because we know that the change that we really need in our world is not going to come from politicians or from big corporations, right? It's going to come from grassroots efforts, and it's going to come from upstart communities. And it's going to come from small businesses and entrepreneurs who are willing to step outside of the comfort zone and do something that is truly different in order to create that new world that we are long for, you know, that new world that we know is on the horizon. So the work that we're doing here today in this webinar, and that you're all doing as you, you know, run your heart-based businesses or think about, you know, starting your business, it is going to be in service to the next 7 generations of life on this planet. And that is really, really powerful. And that's why I'm offering this webinar today, right, is to empower you, to give you some new resources to help you step fully into all that you are meant to become and all that you are meant to bring to the world through your talents and your gifts. And this is so that together we can create this new and brighter future for our children, for our grandchildren, and for those future generations. So with that said, I will send out after this webinar a document that is called Your Role in Our Collective Future. And this is a really important document. And I just want to note a little bit about it as we are talking here today, because a lot of people might look at their work or their entrepreneurship and wonder, you know, am I really changing the world? And so this document explains how many, many different lines of work are serving the planet and are helping people to heal in different ways. You know, so for example, if you are an artist or a creative, then you're here to remind us of the massive human potential for brilliance and creativity, and for taking something that is beyond words, right? Something that is just of such magnificent beauty or of spiritual power or otherworldly, and translating it into a physical form, right? And so that is so valuable. We need that to inspire us and to help us move forward. And so also, if you're working to help people improve their fitness or their nutrition, or improve their eating habits, or help their well-being or their health on any level, you are making a tremendous positive difference, because when we're eating healthy food And when we're taking good care of our physical bodies, we are much more able, we have a much greater capacity for spiritual growth and consciousness and enlightenment. And by helping people make these changes in their lives for a healthier way of living and eating and treating their bodies, you are expanding their capacity to increase their awareness, increase their consciousness, and then begin doing their own work, right, towards a brighter future. So I have many, many different types of work listed on this document, and I'll send it out to all of you, but I want it to really inspire you to know that almost anything that you could be doing that feels true to you, that feels like your heart's calling, it is benefiting the world in a really big way. So I just want to affirm that for you. So I will share that document with you after the webinar is over. So I want to share with you today 3 main strategies and business mindsets to really help drive your business forward. And again, these are going to be relevant whether you've started your business already or not. So I really want you to know that this is for everybody. This is for everybody listening and can be applied on multiple levels. Okay. So the first strategy that I want to share with you is that you need to right away, as early on in the process, right? You need to identify your big why. What is the real reason that you're inspired to do this work? Another way of looking at this is, what is it that you will, when you're, 95 years old and looking back on your life, what is it that you will be so happy that you chose to spend your life doing? And this is critically important because, it's so easy to get caught up in logistics and administrative stuff and problems and technicalities and to get dragged down by those, right? Or especially financial issues or, feeling that there's not enough time, right? These scarcity issues, not enough time, not enough money. It's so easy to let these get us off track because those are very powerful. Time and money, those are like the big limiters on what we want to do, right? But when we can keep in mind our big why, our deepest reason for doing this work, then we are able to hold our highest possible vision, constant and clear and always, always in our mind. And so when there are troubles, when there's financial ups and downs, when there's issues and things are just not working the way that you planned for them to, your big vision can carry you through. So it's so important to really clearly state that big vision, your big why, Is it so that your children and grandchildren can have a healthier future? Or is it to help animals who have been mistreated? Or, what is it? What is it that you want to change in the world or that you want to help in the world through your work? What is your big picture reason? And write that down and post that somewhere that you will see it every single day. That is your driving force. That is your passion. That is where your power comes from to carry out everything you need to do to make your business successful. When you are really in touch with your big why, when you just, are holding it in your heart at all times, you'll never lose sight of what's most important and of your biggest goals and your reason for even beginning on this path. So that's number one. That's strategy number one. And wherever you are in your business, it is so valuable to take a really close look at that. And it can even, we could spend much more time on this because this can really inform you on what direction to take next in your business if things aren't going as well as you planned. Because when you reconnect with your big why, when you reconnect with what you are truly passionate about, and share your work in a way that comes from that place of power, of passion, right? Then that's when you begin to magnetize the people to you who you're meant to work with. So more on that later, okay? But this is a big topic and it's just so, so important. And the foundational level of it is to determine what is your big why. Okay, so strategy number 2, and I want to mention, we're going to have plenty of time for Q&A at the end. So if you have any questions that come to mind as we're going through this information, please write them down, note them down. I would love to talk to you or engage with you in the chat, as we get toward, as we get through this material. There'll be lots of time and space to answer your questions. And I really want to provide that for you and provide that personalized coaching in this setting for you to help move you forward, right, in any ways that you're feeling stuck or need advice. Okay. So strategy number 2 is to get your feminine and your masculine in balance. Right. And we hear so much about the masculine and the feminine these days, right? And it can be a little bit ethereal, right? It can be a little bit hard to grasp sometimes. So the way that I look at it is that the feminine, so we all have both masculine and feminine within us, right? And the way that we operate in the world, often we lean heavily toward one or the other, right? And so as a woman, I might actually operate in a very masculine way, right? Or as a man might operate in a feminine way. It's not about being a man or a woman. It's about the qualities essential and inherent to the feminine itself, right? So the feminine, as we see it in its purest form, is, and again, this is the way I see it, and you may hear many different interpretations, right? But the feminine is the creation, right? Creativity, creation, creating something entirely new. It's also the inspiration that goes along with that creativity, the ideas and the passion behind it. And so we need the feminine aspect because we need to receive the inspiration and the ideas, right? But we can't rely on those alone. We also critically need the masculine, and the masculine counterpart to that is taking action. So we need to have the ideas and the inspiration, but then we also need to create a structure, masculine structure, right? And we need to take action on those ideas. You can't have only one or the other. You can't have only creativity and no action, or nothing will ever happen from it, right? You'll have lots of great ideas and it's really fun to be in that space, but it will never go anywhere. But on the other hand, if all you have is structure and action, but it's not inspired, it's not coming from a creative place, that also is probably not going to go very far. So we really need to find a balance between the two. Another aspect of masculine and feminine that kind of balance each other is that we need the feminine to ensure we're not overwhelming ourselves, we're not overworking ourselves, that we're taking time out for rejuvenation and self-care. The feminine is about receiving. And so we need to be able to receive love and self-care in order to rejuvenate ourselves, right? The masculine is about being productive, right? And being efficient and being outgoing and getting things done and taking care of business, right? So again, you can see how these two need to balance each other, right? We need to be productive and efficient. We need to get tasks done, but we can't do that at the expense of our health. We can't do that by just overworking all the time and never taking time out for rejuvenation and self-care. But at the same time, if we spend all of our time on rejuvenation and self-care, we'll never get those tasks done. So again, a balance is so essential. So, and that's where we run into problems. A lot of people that I've worked with, and I see this in myself too, right? Are we working too hard? Are we spending too much time on the computer instead of taking a nice walk out in nature sometimes to give ourselves a break, right? So we can really help ourselves out, and in the long run we'll be much more efficient and get the right things done if we try not to operate so much in the masculine principle of doing and producing, and really make some room for the feminine. Now, some people have the opposite issue going on, but this is what I see more, is that we're working too hard, driving ourselves too hard, where we really need to take a step back. And when we take a step back and do the rejuvenation and maybe take some time in silence, that's when the new ideas flow in. And that's when we're able to really expand our business, because we have new ideas coming in that we've never tried before. And then we get to try something new and reach new people. So both sides are deeply needed, right? And they need to be in balance in order for you to really be operating in a way that's fulfilling to you and that's going to be successful for your business. So my advice to you around this, and something that you can take away from this and do now today, is to do a writing exercise, right? And write down all the ways that you feel that you are strong in the feminine, and write down all the ways that you feel that you are strong in the masculine. And if one list is way longer than the other, then you probably need to find a balance, So, and then what you can do is brainstorm some ways to balance them out. So if you're spending too much time on the computer, too much time making phone calls, too much time being in this just productive mode, how can you make some time for self-care and rejuvenation, or silence, or being in nature, those more feminine aspects. On the other hand, if you are spending all of your time, in a creative dream space, brainstorming, envisioning, but not taking action, right, then that's too much feminine and not enough masculine. So how can you make that shift? How can you really identify some ways to take decisive action on the beautiful ideas that you've probably been receiving in that dream space? And that will help you to balance the two. Okay. So the third strategy that I want to share with you today is choosing your business model and ensuring that it is in alignment with all of your top priorities. And a lot of times we choose a business model because it seems like the most expedient, or it seems like it might be the most profitable or the easiest to manage, but maybe not because it's really aligned with our top priorities. So let me explain what I mean by that. And again, I just want to say that this is valuable for everyone, whether you have already started your business, because you want to constantly be evaluating, how am I doing? Did I choose the right business model? Do I need to shift it at all? Do I need to tweak it or adjust it a little bit? And of course, if you haven't yet started your business, this is, really valuable too, because you can think about all this before you build it, before you begin. So you want to really think about, how can you maximize your time and energy while creating the income that you need? Because, again, look, this goes back to masculine and feminine, right? We can make lots and lots and lots of money, but maybe not be spending any time with our kids or our spouse, or, doing the fun things or the hobbies that we also really love. So you have got to find a balance here, right? You have to really value your time and energy. Our energy is our vital life force. That is our most precious thing that we have. That is more valuable than money, far more valuable than money, because that is our health, really. Our vital life force, our energy, is our health. And we want to make money and be successful, but not at the expense of our health, right? That's never worth it. So you need to find something that balances those. So how can you create a successful business that allows you to have the freedom you need and the freedom that you deserve to do the things you love in your life while your business grows and expands? So you really want to think about this and think about how you're structuring your business. And what I often recommend to people is to think about, normally most of us think about working 5 days a week. And when you are starting your own business, or if you already have your own business, generally you don't need to answer to anyone, a higher up person, right? You only need to answer to maybe your customers and your clients. So how can you structure it to give yourself the most freedom? What might that look like for you? I know in my business, I see clients only on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, generally. Tuesday is like an administrative and a planning day. And then Thursday is a day that I spend in spiritual practices and out in nature. And that has become so important to me because the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, I have young children. So the weekends are for my kids. Thursdays are the time when I recharge and when I connect with those ideas and inspiration that I need, when I connect in with a higher power and really allow myself to receive what I need. And that is where I find great fulfillment, right? And that also helps me to be able to give so much more to all of my clients because I've taken that time. So think about how you can structure your days. You know, do you want to take off every Friday? I once heard an interview with the guy, and he was an expert on entrepreneurship as well. And he was saying that, you know, he only works 3 days a week. He uses, I think Monday is his personal recreation time. Friday is his family recreation time. So he only works Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And he's got this like multi-million-dollar business going. And so he was asked, well, how do you take off Monday and Friday? And he said, you just don't work Monday and Friday, right? So it seems simple, but part of the point here is that it's in the approach. It's how you set up the structure of your business. And you really want to be very careful to set things up so that you have the maximum freedom available. Because if you've already set things up so that it's 5 days a week, 8 to 10 hours a day, you get locked into that. And those of you who are doing that now, you can feel that, right? You're a little bit locked in, but you can make the conscious choice to change that. You can make the conscious choice not to schedule any more appointments on Fridays if that's what you choose to do. Shift things to the other days, shift things around. Maybe look at priorities and see what you can eliminate, or see if you can get someone to help you with some of these things so you don't have to work as many hours. It's lots to look at here, of course. But when you make a conscious decision, when it's not like your business isn't controlling you anymore, you are in charge, you get to choose how much freedom you want to build into it, then you can begin to shift these things and make these changes and decide, you know what, I really do want off every Friday. I'm going to, over the course of 3 months, make all the shifts and changes I need to make that happen. And you'll be able to do it. You are in control of the situation. So just so important to know that. So what I want to get to here is sharing with you some online business models, some different online business models. There are so many different online business models, of course, to choose from. And so this is not an exhaustive list. This is just a few different options. But it really is just so important to get clear on what you want to build, how you want your life to be, how much time you want to spend working, when you want to be available or not available to your customers and clients. Do you want to have a business that's largely automated, or do you want to be making real personal connections with people? All of this is just so important to consider. So let me ask those who are attending right now, if you will, to go ahead and put in the chat, what kind of business is it that you either are running or that you want to start, right? So just general categories here, like do you want to sell essential oils online, or do you have a coaching business, or do you have a restaurant? Like what kind of business do you have, or what kind of business do you want to create? So just go ahead and type that in the chat, because as I go into this discussion, I want to have an idea of who's listening and what your businesses are all about. So don't be shy. Go ahead and type in the chat. Let me put a note in there so you can all see. I like the interactive elements here, so I want to get you all involved. So please type in the chat what type of business you have or want to start. Okay, great. So we have, I want to start a coaching business. Another person put life coaching. A natural health practice, expanding into spiritual healing retreats next. Beautiful. Sounds beautiful. I want to sell things that I find and the story behind how I found them. That is really unique and creative. I love that. I'm a holistic health practitioner, Ayurveda, energy healer, and an artist and writer. Okay, beautiful. Let's see, starting new, putting together courses and or retreats for personal and soul expansion. Beautiful, Jacqueline. Okay, a couple ideas. One is to start a calligraphy business. Other is to start a dining club for people with food allergies. Oh yeah, that is a really good idea. Food allergies are becoming just more and more common. Okay, and Sean, yes, thank you for joining, and you can listen to the recording for the rest. Okay, great. So I think I have a pretty good idea of what most people are doing. It looks like we have one product business, which Tina mentioned, but for the most part, people are offering services. Okay, and a Spanish tutor. Beautiful. Okay, so we have a lot of service-based businesses here. So what I'm going to share is some business models that are based around service businesses, because I think that will best serve most of the people on the call. But there are ways to apply some of these same constructs to a products business. So just use if you're thinking of doing a products-based business, then just use your creativity as you're listening in here, and you'll get some good ideas. So I know there were several people that mentioned like coaching, consulting, spiritual guide, these sorts of things, right? And so especially when you're getting started, I have found that doing one-on-one work, one-on-one coaching, one-on-one consulting, one-on-one mentoring, right, is just hands down the best model to get you started. Okay, and so this is a really wonderful way to create truly sustainable income, to establish yourself as an expert, to create really beautiful relationships with your clients so that they're going to tell their friends and family, and the word will get passed on down the line and you'll get more and more clients, right? And the one-on-one work really is just so powerful for helping you to learn more about who is your ideal client, who are the people who are out there in the world just waiting for you to transform their lives in whatever way your skills and talents are. And also to help you learn how you are meant to serve them. You know, what are more details on your mission and your purpose in this lifetime. You will learn so much about that through doing one-on-one work, because you'll see the people who are drawn to you and the people who need you. And you'll realize, oh my gosh, I'm like way better at X, Y, and Z than I thought I would ever be. And, you know, you'll see how you are transforming their lives and making the world a better place through helping people, you know, in that way. One really important note about one-on-one coaching or consulting or healing also, you know, like healing practices, is that if you are doing this kind of work where your clients pay you by the hour or pay you by the session. Now I have seen businesses where that worked really, really well, where people just had clients that just came to them. It seemed like by magic, right? And so their business was really, really successful. But what I've also seen is if you are doing pay by the hour or pay by the session, it can be tough to keep that constant stream of clients coming in. And you just don't want to be marketing yourself all the time. You know, as heart-based entrepreneurs, which I know all of us on this call are, you don't, you know, it's a very different perspective in running a heart-based business or a passion-based business than it is to run any old business. Because when you're doing this from your heart, when you're doing this for like a higher purpose, you don't want to be spending your time in sales mode. It's just not fun. It's just not where you want to be, right? You want to be really doing your healing work, sharing your wisdom, sharing your expertise in the way that you're meant to do, sharing your gifts and talents, and not be spending all your time trying to get new clients, right? So one thing I will say is that if you are in a model or are considering a model that would be pay by the hour or pay by the session, that you really look at how can you create more long-term relationships with your clients. So just as an example, if you were a Reiki practitioner, right? And you would normally do like 1 hour or, 60-minute or 90-minute Reiki sessions. And a person comes in, they get a Reiki session, you may or may not ever see them again. What if instead of that, you could offer packages, right? So where you would be selling 5 Reiki sessions at a time or 10 at a time, right? Or 6 months worth, every other week, or a year's worth. That gives you so much more stability of income. And you're going to have this customer coming back to you again and again and again. And you can offer them a discount, where they're saving money on every appointment because they're paying in advance for this larger amount. It's really, really important to look at how you can do this in your business, just to create that income stability, to reduce the time that you spend marketing. And these kind of packages make great gifts, at this time of year, like around the holidays. You could have people who, their friends and family are buying a pack of 3 sessions or 5 sessions of whatever kind of healing work you might do. And when you sell it in larger quantities like that, it's going to be better for you. It will be better for your clients. When our clients are able to commit to that longer term relationship with us, they're really committing to the outcome. They're committing much more fully to the outcome that they really want. So when you make that option available to them, when you say, okay, well, I do have single sessions, but I think you would really benefit from working with me over a 3-month period. And I think we could create some real shifts in your energy and in your health during that time, right? Then they're committing and seeing, their goal of a real true transformation rather than just coming to one session and feeling a little better, but then, getting lost in day-to-day stuff. So I really, really strongly encourage you, for income purposes and so that you can make a bigger impact for your clients, to consider packages, right? For coaching, this may look like a 3-month coaching package, a 6-month coaching package, a 12-month coaching package, where people are, where you would have a conversation with them initially, and then you would talk to them about, okay, so here's the outcome that you want. You want to lose 50 pounds, or you want to, create a website for your business, or you want to, whatever that goal is, or you want to, expand your personal power and really be able to speak more clearly your truth instead of hiding and feeling shy, whatever that might be that your coaching is on. And then you tell them, I think that ideally we would work together in a 6-month time frame. And over those 6 months, we'll meet every other week. And this will give us the time and space to help you make that true transformation that you're really desiring, right? This is very powerful because a lot of times when people are paying by the session, they may intend to come for, say, 10 sessions, but then after a few sessions, the dishwasher breaks, or, their car needs a new set of tires, and then suddenly there's not money for the sessions anymore. Whereas if they make the commitment up front, they make the money investment up front, or they're committed to an installment plan, they're not going to back out of it. And again, that serves not just you income-wise, but that serves them because they are going to get that outcome that is going to transform their life and really, really make a positive difference for them. So hopefully you can see the value there. If you're going to be doing one-on-one work, really try to make it more long-term, more of like a package deal rather than single sessions or by the hour. Okay. So another really beautiful business model for service businesses is if you're creating online courses or group programs or retreats or workshops, anything that where you're bringing a group of people together. And this is wonderful because, so let me just say, I strongly, strongly recommend that you start with one-on-one work, because you'll learn so much about yourself. You'll learn so much about your clients and what they really want from you. And then you can take what you have learned there and make it into online courses and group programs and workshops and retreats, right? Take all of those insights and then offer it to a larger group of people. It's really beautiful because usually in these situations, you're offering them something very, very special and unique, like a retreat, that might be in a very special location. Or if it is an online course, you're able to offer them everything that they would get in the one-on-one coaching, but at a much lower price, because you might have 20 or 30 people, taking the course instead of just one. So you're able to still be valuing your time and energy appropriately and charging enough that it is, that you are earning what you deserve. But at the same time, each person participating gets to pay less because it's a group together, right? If you choose this model, do be aware that there can be some intense marketing times, because when you, for example, if you have a retreat, you need to fill that retreat because you need to be able to cover all of your deposits that you've made on lodging and on, food and any ground transportation, whatever's included. So there's a lot of pressure around that. So you want to be really prepared and make sure that you have a good network to market it to, and that you're willing to go into that intensive marketing mode, knowing that in the end, you're going to have a beautiful retreat to offer. But you want to be prepared when you start offering these group programs to go through a little bit more intensive marketing. But it's really wonderful to know that you are changing people's lives, also offering them the opportunity to meet one another and to collaborate, and who knows what kind of beautiful relationships or partnerships might be formed from that. And all of that at a lower price than the one-on-one coaching. Another business model that a lot of people are really embarking on right now is doing speaking engagements, right? Where you are bringing your wisdom and your expertise to the world in a unique way. And this is really a beautiful explosion of new ventures that I'm seeing coming forth. And I just think it's so wonderful because, each of us has our own unique energy, our own unique personality that we bring into our work. And when you step into your power, right? And when you say, okay, so I've had these life experiences, or I've had this training, or I've had these, I have this expertise that I want to offer, and I'm going to really step forward, and I'm willing to make myself visible and put myself in the spotlight in order to share that with other people to change their lives from my own unique perspective, right? There's great power in that. And it can be just so rewarding, very rewarding venture for you. And again, you'll be changing people's lives. You'll be making the world a better place while you do that. So it could be in-person speaking, but it could also be where you're creating online events. Like so many people are creating online summits these days. And I love the online summits. I create online summits myself too, but when you sign up for one, you get exposed to this just a vast array of different professionals and experts on the topics being discussed. And it's just really wonderful to dive in that way. I feel like this is the new way that information is meant to be shared in this new world. It's not like, oh, you just have to do what the doctor says. Like I'm subscribed to this one summit that's happening right now that's called the Better Belly Project. And it's all about like the brain-gut connection and nutrition and how to really upgrade your health through your, dietary practices. And it's not just like, okay, the doctor says you have to do X, Y, and Z. And it's not about taking medications. It's about really finding holistic methods and just from a wealth of different angles and expertise. So in any case, you may choose to do something like this where you're interviewing experts or creating online webinars, kind of like what this one is, right? And just sharing new information with the world and sharing your energy and your light with the world in a very visible way. This model will really allow you to grow and expand your business and your list of followers more and more with the more speaking engagements that you do. It does take a lot of energy, but it can be also just so rewarding. But if you're a person that is more introverted, and I am, right? But I love doing these things, but I just know I need to take some downtime afterwards, right? If I've expended a lot of energy. So you can find that masculine and feminine balance. So those are a few business models that are available to service-based businesses that I think are all three of those models: the one-on-one coaching model, the group programs model, and the speaking or online events model. Those are really, really powerful ways to grow your business and to create sustainable income. But there are so many more ways. You know, a lot of people are doing really well with blogging, or now with vlogging with a V, right, which is video blogging. You can blog for your own website. You can blog for other sites, and that is a wonderful way to grow your business. Through podcasting, some people recommend products on their website and receive affiliate commissions when people purchase those products. You know, there's just so many different business models online. There's so much potential and opportunity for different things that you can do. And you can even invent your own. Like, I know that was just so creative what Tina shared. About, let me go back to it, she said, I want to sell things that I find and tell the story behind how I found them, right? So that's just so new and creative and unique. So I encourage you to dream up your own business model too, right? You don't have to follow any of these that I have named here. You can do your own thing. So I would love to hear from all of you, and I will ask you to maybe prepare to share with me, if you will, what business models you are using. So we're going to do that in just a minute. And I want to hear from you on that. And I also want to have you ask me some questions so that I can provide you with some coaching. But first, before we do that, I just want to share with you a resource that I've created. And this is an online course that I've created that is really designed to help you with all of the things that we discussed today, and also so much more. This online course is called The Magic of You, and it's designed to be a 22-week online course. There are 11 modules, and you complete one module every 2 weeks, okay? And this is really designed to help you turn your visionary idea into a profitable and successful online business. And I just want to be clear who this is for so that you'll know if it's right for you. Right? So this program, The Magic of You, is specifically designed to be perfect for any of the following people. So it's for you if you have an inkling of a visionary idea, but you're not quite ready to turn it into a business, not quite yet. The reason is because I provide so many resources in this course to really help you develop your business idea and learn all the ins and outs of, okay, if I choose this, then it will get me X result. If I choose this other way, it will get me Y result. And if I choose this third way, it will get me Z result. You will be able to see all of that ahead of time and really powerfully be able to plan what you want to create so that it is aligned with your highest priorities, like we talked about earlier. This is also for you if you are very clear on your mission and your idea, you know what you want to create, but you have not yet created it. And that can be for any number of different reasons. But the real question there is, what is holding you back? And we're going to dive deeply into that in The Magic of You. We're going to look at resistance. We're going to look at limiting beliefs and why you might not have been able to move forward in the past, and help you to really be able to take action in big ways and move your project or your venture forward. The Magic of You is also for you if you already have a heart-based business, but you know that your reach and your impact and your success could be much greater than they are right now. And we're going to look at lots of different ways to really upgrade your business and up-level everything that you're doing so that you can reach your true ideal clients, the people out there who really need you, who really need your products or your services, and expand your business in big ways that will create sustainable income for you. And then finally, The Magic of You, which of course it's all about the magic that's in you already, right? I just want to make that point. The Magic of You is called this because it's all about you. It's all about your talents and your gifts and your expertise and your life experiences and your energy that you want to bring forth to the world, right? And we're just going to amplify all of that and give you some really practical ways, and also some more ethereal ways too, right? Some more mindset shifts and perspective shifts along with the practical tips to just help you make it all happen. It's also for you if you have a local business or like an in-person business, but you want to take it online in order to create that more sustainable income flow. And let me just note that this course is especially for people who might be feeling technologically challenged, right? Who might, for a lot of people who take this course, their sticking point, the reason that they haven't yet created their business is because it seems so overwhelming to look at all of the technology options available and to think about, oh my gosh, I have to learn how to do this, I have to learn how to do that. How am I ever going to get my arms around all that's available? Because a really key aspect of this course is the technical piece, where I will share with you through my own, I've done so much research. I've taken so many online courses on these different topics, and I've done so much research myself on the technology and how to do things in a way that is efficient and is not going to end up with you spending all of your time on the computer, right? How to really, really maximize your time and energy. Choose online options or technology options that are the most time effective, the most cost effective, and the easiest to use. So all of that is included here too. So let me just share with you a page where you can find all the information about the Magic of You. So I'm going to just put this in the chat when I get through this little demo. So I'll send you the link to look at this page, and this is where you can go to read more about it and learn more about what's offered. But what I'm offering right now, what I want to share with you especially, is that I am offering a very special limited time holiday price, because this is such a key and pivotal point in the year where we are almost, we're halfway through December now. We're looking at January, and January is all about starting out new and starting out in a new and powerful way in 2018 so that you can be really, really fully engaged with what you want to create. And the Magic of You is designed especially to help you do that. So I'm going to scroll through some of these sections here, but I want to show you the 11 modules that are included in the Magic of You just so that you can have these all in mind. So module 1 is about clarity and focus on your highest path. And this is about choosing who you want to become and really claiming your mission, okay, to help you move forward powerfully. Module 2 is about confidence, self-worth, and personal power. And this is really just such foundational work. This is about clearing your limiting beliefs, clearing the clutter, right? Both the physical and the metaphorical clutter. That is such a powerful thing to do, and to really get clear on what you want to bring to the world and aligning your work with your highest version of yourself. So these first two are really creating the paradigm shifts and creating the mindset that you will need for true success in your business. And then we get into some really practical things. So module 3 is about creating and optimizing your website. The website is just so important because it's really your storefront when you have an online business. It's the way that people will find you and connect with you and be able to purchase from you. And I am sharing, I have a really time-tested and proven way to get a beautiful and compelling website up in less than 1 week with very minimal funding required. So I will be sharing that in the course. Module 4 is technology tools to save you time and money. So this is about, how to choose the email subscriber program that's best for you, how to choose your calendar applications, your payment processing options. I will present this all in such a user-friendly way so that it will be simplified. You'll have everything you need to jump right into these and not be stuck anymore by overwhelm over technology things. And then in module 5, we'll get into marketing and communications from your heart and soul. Very important for heart-based entrepreneurs, why selling and sales does not make you money, right? What you want to do is build an amazing relationship with your potential clients, and we're going to talk about exactly how to do that. And then module 6 is about your ideal client, right? So this is really so key, and it's a step that a lot of people kind of gloss over and skip, but it's so important to allow you to really connect with your tribe, to connect with the people who are already out there waiting for you. These are the people that you will just love working with, and they will receive the highest benefit from you. So we're going to help you connect with those people out there. And then module 7 is about list building and really getting your work out into the world on a larger scale, so that you are going to, now you're going to take the step of actually finding your ideal clients and starting to communicate with them. And there's so many really practical and easy to implement strategies that you can use here. Module 8 and module 9 are about money, right? And this is such an important topic. And it's something that as heart-based entrepreneurs, we often want to like sweep under the rug, the whole money thing. But we're going to talk about what kind of business model you should choose to really optimize your income, and how to design your pricing model so that your clients receive their desired outcomes every time. Because that's what's going to create the amazing word of mouth. That's what's going to have people forwarding your information to others, and really, really grow your business when you're creating amazing transformation for people. And paradigm shifts, which you'll learn in the courses, that has a lot to do with your pricing. So very interesting. We'll get into all of that. And then module 9 is generating real income. And this is a lot about your money mindset, because we have a lot of blocks. We have a lot of scarcity beliefs, and we want to really clear all of those out of the way. When we do, that is when the money starts to flow in. It's truly incredible. It's a very energetic thing, and this whole course is quite a combination of the practical and the energetic. So module 10 is about building a foundation for success. And so this is about, again, how to really honor your time and energy and set things up so that it's going to be good for you in the long term and give you the freedom that you need. And finally, module 11 is planning for expansion. And so this is about how to take everything to the next level, how to plan for expanding, reaching more people, connecting with other leaders in your field to be your co-collaborators, and really making sure that everything you're doing is optimized so that you can truly be creating the change that you want to in the world. So I want to share with you too, and don't worry, we'll go to the Q&A right after this. There are some amazing bonuses. So this, I'm offering all of this for only $499. And this is really, truly a year-end sale. Like I would never normally offer it for that low price, but I really want to get everybody just jump-started in 2018 to be creating these businesses so that we can make the ripple effect happen and create more and more and more positive change in the world. And so this is a really amazing bonus that I'm offering here. When you purchase this version, which is the home study version, what you're looking at right now, and this is where you would receive everything as pre-recorded videos, and you'd be able to work through it at your own pace, right? So when you purchase that now for only $499, you will automatically be included in the new and updated live version of The Magic of You, which is going to launch in September 2018. So in that model, we'll meet every 2 weeks live, and it will be much like this webinar where you'll have the chance to ask Q&A. This is a $1,299 value. So this is really, really big. So you can take the course now, work through it all at your own pace, and then attend the new and updated live version in September 2018. And the reason that I am making this offer for you to take it more than once is that so many of the students who took it before, and you can go on this page and see all the beautiful testimonials. People really, really love this course. But a lot of people said they want to take it again. They want to take it at least 2 times, because all of the principles, everything, the strategies that I share in this course can be used over and over again to continue upgrading your business to the next level and the next and the next. It's all applicable at many different levels. So this is really valuable. It's like getting 2 courses for the price of like half of one. So really, really incredible. You will also automatically get access to the online course, The Space Between Dreaming and Awake, which received amazing reviews. And it's a great precursor to The Magic of You. So it's a great way to get started. And you'll also receive a quick start bonus module, which includes 3 audio lessons. So you can really begin your transformation powerfully. And all of this is only $499, which is, you can see here, the full pay in full option is $499. The installment option is 3 payments of $179. So that is just an extremely low price, and I really, really want everybody to be able to take advantage of this, to join now, to experience all of this magic that is within you and share that with the world. And then join me again in September, and let's work through it in the live version, and you can upgrade again, even to the next level. So let me share with you the link to go to if you would like to see all that information, read the testimonials. This is the registration page. Okay, so I put that in the chat. So that is the registration page where you can go to see all of the course information, testimonials, you can click to purchase from there as well. So now I want to open up the Q&A. So I welcome any and all of you, if you have any questions at all, to go ahead and raise your hand. And when you do, I'll be able to bring you over to speak with me, and we can have a great conversation. Now, if you don't want to raise your hand, and you just want to type your question in the chat, that is totally fine too. I really love to have people engage with, the video, and I can bring you over and we can have a lively discussion. But if you would love to put your question in the chat, that would be great too. And I will answer any and all of your questions. This is really a pretty rare opportunity where I'm just saying you can ask me anything you want. I'll give you coaching, I'll give you recommendations, I'll give you practical tips, strategies for your business. We can talk through what your business model is, and we can, I'll help you come up with some solutions to get over any challenges or obstacles you might be facing. So this is a really great chance to ask me anything at all that you want. So don't be shy. And the raise hand button should be, if you're on the Zoom screen where you can see my face, where you can see me speaking, if you just move your mouse over the Zoom screen, you should be able to see an option to raise your hand near the bottom. Also, if you have any questions about the course, definitely go ahead and raise your hand too. I know there's questions out there. It's always hard asking the first question. So I encourage someone to be brave. Raise your hand. And if not, that's all right, but I really want to be here for you and answer your questions. As far as the magic of you, people have just given the most incredible and beautiful testimonials. I'm just so honored to receive them. But people have experienced real transformation in this course, because this course is combining. I designed it very, very consciously and purposefully in a way to really, really balance masculine and feminine, because we look at creative aspects, right? What do you want to create? How can you create that to optimally support yourself in your life, to really live that life of freedom, to really bring in the income that you deserve? And we look at it from both a practical perspective, where we're looking at technology and we're looking at finance and we're looking at, okay, how do you build a website? But on the other hand, we're always weaving in the mindset and the perspective and the paradigm shifts that you need to make in your consciousness in order to really be a successful entrepreneur, in order to really be in a position to share your magic with the world, to speak your truth and shine your light, and to step into that role of being more visible. That's a really tough shift for many, many people, is to put yourself out there in a way that everybody's going to be looking, right? And you need to get used to the fact, well, some people might not like what you have to say. I certainly face that quite a bit, right? Some people might not like what I have to say, but I'm speaking my heart's truth. And that helps you to move through that and to say, well, if they don't like what I have to say, they don't have to listen. I am just trying to share my own truth, right? So we go through just so many different aspects of business building. There's so much included in the course. And that's why a lot of people want to take it over again once they complete it one time. because you can really see, once you get into this material, you can really see how taking it again a second time and maybe even a third time will just help you to deepen in your evolution and deepen in how you want to upgrade everything that you're creating. So let me check the chat here. I think we might have a couple of questions rolling in. Okay, thank you, Jacqueline, for your comments. Thank you so much. And it's totally fine if you don't have questions. I just want to make sure if anybody does that I am getting to them. And actually we have 3 hands raised, which is wonderful. Okay, great. So Hillary, I see you put a question in the chat and you have your hand raised. So I'm just going to bring you over and let's talk about what you were saying. And then next I will bring over Elizabeth and we can talk too. Okay, so Hillary. And we should be able to see you here in a minute. Okay, Hillary, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great.
There, here I am.
Oh, good. I can hear you and I can see you. Welcome. How are you today?
I'm there. I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Good, really good.
It's great. I've seen you on a number of occasions, so it's great to be speaking with you directly.
Oh yeah, wonderful. And I love your bald eagle right behind you.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
And on the other side, it's a baby owl. So.
Oh
yeah.
Wow. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. I just have to tell you this really quick. I was driving home the other night and I saw very close to each other an owl and a bald eagle. There was an owl at the top of a tree and there was a bald eagle, like, circling way up high, very close by. So that's really interesting.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's fantastic. It's exciting to hear that.
So yeah, so tell me, you said you're just starting your coaching business. So tell me more about that.
Yeah, well, I'm really shifting from a previous world of consulting with businesses. So launching into coaching is a totally different approach for me, with working with people one-on-one. Certainly to start with, that was my intention. And so I'm really in this phase of figuring out who's my niche, who am I serving, what issues do they have, and what can I help them with, and also keeping in mind my purpose. So I haven't really written at length about my purpose, but I know it's about something to do with this shift that we're in, around new economy. You said all those things at the beginning. So I want to be in service of that. A couple of things that have come up for me is nature-based coaching. I love nature myself, and I've done some things with people out in nature and study ego psychology. So I've got a lot of stuff there to offer. And then the other piece that's come in is this idea about helping people who are particularly or serving people who are particularly feeling unmoored at this time, with all the political, economic, environmental, stuff that's going on. So those are the pieces that have come in, and I'm not sure how to take the next step of figuring out, well, what can I do about that? I myself have also sidelined at times by what's going on, but I feel like I'd like to work with people that are particularly sensitive to that and want to tap into maybe some strengths they have to do something about it, or anyhow, I'm sort of starting to blah blah blah. I'll just stop talking and let you answer.
Yes, well, that is such a beautiful and important vision that you have, and so deeply needed at this time, because I think, if people, so many people have been kind of raising their consciousness and becoming aware for the past, whatever, 10 years, 20 years, whatever, it's been happening, more and more powerfully. But then it seems like, especially this year, and especially since that solar eclipse in August, anyone who wasn't paying attention is now like, oh my gosh, what is happening here? It's like we can all feel it. We can all feel that intensity all of a sudden. So your work that you want to do is really, really needed. So yeah, the question, well, there's a few questions in there, right? Like how to focus, where to focus on what you're offering. But you're right when you talk about your niche, because it's all going to depend on who is your ideal client and what do they really need from you. And then that's what you want to be able to provide them from your expertise and your resources that you have. Now, there's a lot of information that you can find online. I recommend finding an exercise that will walk you through the steps of identifying your ideal client. Now, a lot of times when you're first starting out, your ideal client may be very similar to yourself, either, yourself at an earlier time, right? Because you've gone through these times of intensity and soul searching, I'm sure, right? And just, learning how to operate and move into this new paradigm that we're entering. And now you want to help people who are standing at the edge of that and thinking, how am I going to navigate this? Because now you have some of the answers. So your ideal client very often when you're starting out may be you 5 years ago, or you 10 years ago. And so that can be a really good place to start if you're just not sure. Your ideal client can be, and you have a good understanding of who you were at that time, how you felt, what were your driving factors, what did you most need at that time? Yeah. So that can be a really good place to start. And then what I have found and what I have seen my clients experience again and again is you create this whole, complex write-up of my ideal client is this, and you design your programs around that, and you start reaching out to people in that way. And the people who are drawn to you synchronistically then are going to help you get even more clear on who that ideal client really is. Like you'll begin to see, oh my gosh, everybody who's coming to me really wants, maybe for you, it's the nature-based coaching. Everybody wants the nature-based, and so you'll learn, okay, so that's where I'm meant to go, right? It all kind of becomes synchronistically revealed as you step out on the path.
Okay, that's really helpful,
right?
Yeah.
But it is really, really helpful though to do some ideal client exercises, to do some writing and journaling and get really, really clear on who you believe your ideal client to be, because that will provide you with some structure and a foundation for creating what you want to offer.
Okay. And do you offer that kind of exercise in your course?
Absolutely.
In the program? Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. We go way into that. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a module that's specifically on ideal client, but ideal client is such a key aspect that it's woven into several of the modules, and also creating programs is a part of the course too, to make sure that they're aligned for your ideal client. So yeah, all of that is covered, and I think you would be a perfect candidate for the course. I hope you will join us.
Well, I actually do intend to, so I'm looking forward to it, and that's very helpful around my sort of previous self is a great place to start. Thank you. That's really helpful. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm so glad.
Yeah.
And I'm excited that you're thinking of joining. So
yeah,
let me know, reach out if you have any questions as you're making that decision. I'm here for you.
Great. Thank you so much, Jocelyn.
Yeah, thank you. Have a beautiful day.
Okay, you too.
Thanks. Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Hillary, for sharing. And now, Elizabeth, I'm going to bring you over and we can chat too. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay. Hi, Elizabeth. Can you hear me okay?
Hi. Yes, I can.
Okay, good.
Thanks for having me, and thanks for putting this on.
Yeah, my pleasure. So, yeah, tell me about your scenario and what your question is.
Sure. So my thing is seaweed baths. So outdoor heated tubs filled with seaweed that I've harvested for people to soak in with some beautiful botanical oils, getting them connected to being outside and their health and feeling like the really slippery seaweed on their bodies. And
it's like an all natural spa treatment.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
And
amazing.
more. It's
And so
just.
much, yeah, I'm sure so much more. Yeah.
Mhm. And so right now, I was like, how am I going to get people to come to these baths, And
Mhm.
so on my family has a property on Vancouver Island, in BC there, and I started off thinking, well, we have a beautiful suite in the basement. I'm going to have an Airbnb there. And so I have the Airbnb running starting, it was in August, and I got good turnout. I'm starting to offer shiatsu in suite as an option, offering guided hikes with medicinal plant walks. That's sort of my background. But I haven't put anything on social media. I've done like one photo shoot of myself in a bath with seaweed to get like the vision out to explain it.
Yeah.
And I'm now just like sort of refurbishing the baths and creating the space outside to offer this like coming spring.
Okay.
And I'm developing a workshop about my experiences and what harvesting seaweed has like done for me, and with my fears and that sort of thing. And I even personally, I don't put things on social media, and I'm starting to, and then I'll get like up, I'm gonna get excited about it. Just, yeah, the whole visibility piece, and then I won't do it. And yeah, that's.
Let me ask you this on social media. Um, the part about visibility, is it more about a fear of sharing, your vision and your business in general, or is it more about how it's going to be perceived by people that you know?
I think it's. I think it's before it even it's out there. I think it's just a fear of sharing it. Like, it's exciting. I talk about it, but I think it's like using the right words.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know.
Yeah, this is so important because it's such a big step, to put yourself out there in that much more visible way. Social media is definitely a good way to practice that. So you're on the right track there in starting to make those posts. Do you have a website?
No.
Okay. I have found that having the website is so helpful because it explains more. Like, you can go much deeper into bringing your energy, bringing your personality forward, really explaining more about the beautiful services that you want to offer.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas a social media post, it has to be pretty brief,
Mm-hmm.
right? It can't go deeply into it. And so when you have this beautiful website for people to come to, it's like your storefront. It's where they can go and explore around and read about you, read about your business and your services. And just, again, it's like about feeling your energy, feeling your personality and what you're creating. So I feel like that's helpful because it's almost like, I know at least, some people put put themselves in their pictures like front and center all over their business. I'm not the kind of person to do that. So my business is like, it's Sacred Planet. It's more about the community aspect. It's more about, how I'm serving people. And so it allows me to put myself out there in a way where it's not about me, right? It's about the work, and it's about the people that, in the community that I'm communicating with, that I'm kind of bringing together. So I hope this is somewhat clear. I feel like if you had that website, if you create that website, it would be a really wonderful thing that you would feel more comfortable sharing, right? And it could be on, like, for example, a social media post could be a little blurb and an image, but a link back to your website to learn more. And people could really see the full picture rather than a little piece of it here, a little piece of it there. It's like the full picture of everything that you're offering.
Yeah.
Does that make sense, or does that bring up more questions? Be honest.
No, it really makes sense because I can edit it, before it goes live.
Yeah.
And I can put it all together simply, and it's just a snapshot that's full, and then I can refer people to that.
And you can refer people to different places on there, depending on what it is you think they would be most interested in.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen things as so separate, but that kind of helps bring them together. And I know I find the hardest thing is to know what to do next. And that.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So of course, you know, in the online course, in the Magic of You, we go into all of this and go into website creation. But one thing I will tell you that hopefully will make it seem a little bit less overwhelming to think about creating a website is that I recommend that you start out with just 2 pages, a home page and an about page. And the home page tells all about your business and like your mission and, you know, why this work is important and what work, you know, services you offer. And the about page just tells all about you, like your experience, your kind of journey that brought you to be doing this, right? Mm-hmm. So that people can see about your work, you know, they can see what your work is all about, and then they can see where you're coming from, really feel your energy that way. And that's all you really need to get started. And it will grow from there. Just naturally, you'll say, oh, I think I need to add this, and I think I need to add that. But the homepage and the about page are really all you need to start with.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very helpful. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I hope you join us on the course too.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. It's a wonderful question, and good luck in your business.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Wonderful. So let's see if anybody else has their hand raised. We have a few minutes left here. So if anybody wants to, you are welcome to raise your hand. Okay, Elaine. Great. Let me bring you over. These are really good questions we're getting. Okay. Hi, Elaine. Let me unmute you here. There we go. Hi, welcome. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Very good.
This is my first experience on a conference like this, so I'm a little bit nervous.
Yeah, I know. Believe me, I have been there. But yeah, don't be nervous. We're all in this together.
Well, first, I want to say how wonderful this experience is. It's just,
oh, good. Thank you.
I feel like I'm where I am supposed to be for many reasons. So, so I have a question. I'm a newly certified heart math coach and mentor.
Oh, congratulations. That is wonderful and so deeply needed in our world too.
Yes, and I'm very, very excited about it. But one of the questions I have is, I know this is an online platform. We're talking about building our business online. I struggle a little bit with how to talk with people in person, with people in my community. And what are some maybe suggestions about how to initiate that? Because so often our communication is so, surface oriented. You're quickly moving from one place to another, coffee shop or whatever. But I'd like to be able to connect in that way as well. And maybe what are some thoughts you have? In particular, I'm going to be at a gathering of women on Friday, 30, 35 women I've never met before. I was invited to come, and I thought, oh, this will be a wonderful opportunity to get to know people, but also, do a little networking. And I don't really know how to share in a way that may, not in a false way, but, in a way that would also use my masculine side to generate.
Yeah, that's a really good question.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this then first, specifically about the meeting on Friday. What is the overarching theme of that meeting?
So my understanding it is wine and wine. Women gathering together to drink some wine, and I'm hoping there's not be too much of the WHINE, but
right.
I don't really know much more than that. I was just invited, and I really like the person who invited me, so I'm sort of just going.
Okay.
I don't normally do those things. So.
Right. Okay. Yeah. It seems like really a great opportunity. So a couple of things I want to say. One is for, there's kind of a few different levels here. One is connecting with people who you haven't really met before, as you're going to do on Friday. The second one is sharing it with friends and family who may not know a lot about heart math already. And then the third one is connecting with the larger community. So I'll get to all of those.
Okay.
The one, as far as connecting with people who you don't know, you do want to be careful because you don't want to come across in any kind of a salesy way. You don't want to be like offering it in a way that would turn people off. Of course, that's why, that's why you're asking me the question. So what I would, with that, I think it's going to be good to get into conversations with people where maybe you ask them what they're doing, ask them what they do for a living, right? And kind of get into that whole conversation. And then you can bring up, hey, I'm so excited because I just got certified as a heart math coach. And then they may say, oh, what's that? And then you can tell them where it's a little more natural. But I think that would be a really great way to kind of segue into that conversation, is just ask them what they do. And if it flows naturally, to share about, this new thing that you're embarking on.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So that's one idea.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I feel like I do that sort of naturally, but then when it comes to talking about what I'm doing in this new realm, I'm also a therapist, which I have no problem talking about.
Right.
I'm a depth psychology therapist.
Yeah.
It's this new sort of practice or building this new aspect of where I want to move with things.
Yeah.
But I think it's sort of tender still. I haven't really.
Yeah, it is. And also this is something actually that came up during the course the last time I ran it, was that sometimes we need to actually protect our new venture when it is very new, because you don't want to tell it to the wrong person and have it be criticized, or get negative, feelings around it, because you are so excited. It is so beautiful. And many times when we're embarking on these things that are a little more spiritual or a little more like outside of the box, it can be hard to explain to people, right? So so I would say definitely to just use your intuition to get a sense for, is the person even ready to hear about it? Would they understand? Would they be able to relate to it? And then you can use your judgment to decide whether to go there.
Okay, so do you, connected to that in person, and you were going to offer some other information. Do you actually have business cards that you hand out? I mean, is it that type of, when you're interacting with individuals? Because I don't normally solicit myself.
Yeah, right. I think business cards are a really good idea. Like once it has naturally come up in the conversation, you can say, hey, I'll give you my business card if you ever are interested, you'll know where to contact me. I think that's pretty natural to say it that way. Again, I always highly recommend having a website that explains more about it, and then your business card can direct people there, and then they can go and learn kind of in the privacy of their own home, can take a little time, learn more about it if they're interested. It allows them space to kind of explore.
Right. I do have a website for my practice, my therapy practice, but not for this venture, and I really... Yeah. And I haven't done social media because I don't want myself out there, or haven't in the past. I want myself out because of my therapy clients. I don't want them seeing what opinions are and all that. So it's a shift. It's a real shift to something different. And I do like how your website is done, where it's about the community. It's not necessarily about you. So that's a wonderful way to maybe move in that direction with the Heart Math.
Yeah, possibly. I've been really happy to work in that way. And so hopefully that's helpful. It is, it's very, very much, it's really on a case-by-case basis, and using your intuition and who you're speaking with, and is it the right time to bring it up? So all of that to some degree is something that you'll be figuring out in each different conversation that you get into. And the wine will help. It'll get easier as the night goes along.
There you go. That's great.
And then also, so how are you feeling about sharing it with friends and family, like people that may or may not know you were doing the certification?
Yeah, I haven't had a problem sharing that with friends and family.
Okay, good.
It's been great. And I've actually gotten a couple clients through a good family friend.
Okay, good.
So I'm really thinking more about, how do I expand beyond that? And as I'm asking you these questions, I'm hearing the answers already, which is attending the magic of you.
Oh, good. Well, yes, that exactly.
Yeah.
It's all within you already.
I know. And I really, really could identify with the balancing the masculine and feminine from a depth psychological perspective.
Yeah.
That's huge. And I've had an image for actually a year of weaving together these disparate parts and these interests I have, and standing in two fields. And somehow one foot in two different fields. This image is so powerful for me.
Wow.
It's coming, it's still tender, but as you say, but it's very profound. So it's exciting. So I would like to cultivate more of the masculine, putting this together in a way that's online, which is not something that I spend a lot of time doing.
Yeah.
But I see the power in it. So.
Definitely. Yeah. And the heart math practices, I believe you could do with somebody remotely, right?
Absolutely.
Like over Skype or Zoom. Or...
Absolutely. And I actually find it to be more powerful that way, as even on the phone, because it's sort of distilled down to the essence of what's going on. You're not, looking to see what they have on and what's behind you and what,
Yeah.
So,
and not all the peripheral stuff is kind of focus. Yeah.
So it's lots of synchronistic things. I actually got an email this morning, I think it was from you, about a woman that you wanted a survey on heart.
Yeah, the heart survey.
I was just so tickled in clicking and learning more about her work as well, because it was like,
yeah, she's really amazing. Yeah.
So thank you for everything. And you're in Maryland, and I'm in Maryland as well.
Oh, where are you?
I'm in Carroll County in Westminster.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on the Eastern Shore.
Yeah.
But,
so I won't take more of your time. Yeah, thank you.
Well, the one other thing that I wanted to say as far as reaching out to your local community there is, if there's a holistic learning center or a holistic wellness center, like a place where there are acupuncture practitioners or Reiki practitioners or that kind of thing, you may want to think about offering workshops there or posting your heart math services there, because that's an audience of people who are going to be really open and receptive to what you're offering.
Yes.
So for your local, online is a whole other bigger thing that you could do too, but for your local community, that could be a great way to get connected with the right people. Yeah. So
the video is just frozen, so I don't know. I can't hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good. Did you get that part about the offering your services?
Yep, I did.
Okay, good.
Thank
Well,
you.
I hope you'll join the course too, because I think you would get so much out of it, especially from that masculine side of things, creating the website and the email list and all of those good things.
Absolutely. So, thank you again. Yeah.
So just reach
Look
out.
forward to it.
Great. Yeah, reach out if you have any questions at all as you're
I will. Thank you,
looking
Jess.
into that. But thank you for your question, and have a beautiful day.
You too.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, beautiful. Well, we're going to close the call now. Thank you all for your beautiful questions and comments in the chat. And I think I answered the questions that were in here. I think everybody was very willing to come over on the video, which was fantastic. I love to engage in that way. So I just really, really wish you all the best with all of your different ventures and your passionate ideas that you are rolling out to the world. Please, stay in touch. Let me know if I can be of help to you in any way, whether it is through the Magic of You or through one-on-one coaching, which I also offer. And, I would love to help you roll your ideas out and turn them into successful and profitable businesses in any way that I can be of service to you. I do hope that you will join the Magic of You. There's just so much included. The $4.99 price is an incredible, incredible value for what you will receive. And so I really want to make this available to you, to as many people as possible now at this time of changing into 2018, so you can start your year off in a powerful way, create that beautiful venture that's going to make a truly tremendous positive difference in the world. So reach out to me by email if you have any questions at all. And hope you have a wonderful and beautiful day. And I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.